شوقا إلى المولى أتيت أسلمت روحي للإله بالقرآن اهتديت في رحبه تحلو الحياة شوقا إلى المولى أتيت أسلمت روحي للإله.
My name is Daniel Peniche. I've been Muslim now for 8 years. I was born in the UK and I'm now 26 years of age. I studied in the city of Bath where I went to a Catholic school all my life. I've been living in Bath since the age of 13, so I spent my whole teenage life here. But luckily for myself, the friends who I surrounded myself with were not bad, and I was still at that age where all what was on my mind was football and going to the park and friends, and so it wasn't that bad. I went to church probably once or twice a year for Christmas and Easter, and even that was just because I went with my family. It's not because I believed in anything specific.
ما هي أهدافك في ذاك الوقت عندما كنت شاب؟
Actually, when I was a teenager, to be honest, I didn't have any aims or any goals, to be honest, because I felt like at that time, what's the point in having aims and goals? Because life is just for enjoyment. But I started going to the masjid then. The first time I entered the masjid was actually this one. So I came down here and the first brother I met was also someone from Oman. And he spoke to me about Islam for a little while. My first experience of the masjid was a very positive one. As I mentioned, it was very sociable, so I felt comfortable talking to everyone. And I started to go more. I used to pray in Jama'ah, I used to meet new people, and I started to enjoy the masjid. So I started to realize that what I was doing was not exactly what Islam wanted me to do. But of course at this time I wasn't Muslim. And I didn't have any intention to become Muslim. I just wanted to find out more about Islam. But taking the step to go to the masjid for the first time was for me probably the most important step, because it was the kind of defining moment. I read quite a few books, and mainly they were to do with the seerah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But the one book that actually convinced me and kind of showed me that what I always thought was true was this book here of The Fundamentals of Tawheed by Sheikh Bilal Phillips. This was the one that cemented my views and my opinions, and this is what really convinced me and took me further into knowing more about Islam. The first time I actually opened the Quran was in English, so I started to read from cover to cover, but I wasn't really taking anything in because there was so much information at the same time. But the one thing that really stood out to me was the continuation of what I had thought from before that, which was the oneness of Allah. The first time I said these words was when I was alone in my house, and it didn't really hit me then. I knew I said it and I knew I believed it, but it didn't really affect me as much as the first time I actually prayed. And the first time was here in this masjid down there, and I prayed in sujood, and that was the first time it really affected me. That's when you start, like I just couldn't stop crying, really, to be honest. And that's when you feel, it's when you feel like in sujood, the closest to Allah. And you can't get any closer. So you really feel it then. And it's the first sujood I ever made in my life. This is when you really feel the shahada. Not just words. We do keep thinking and pondering upon the reason why we are here, just as I did. I did that for many years, and I never actually found the answer until I came across Islam. So my advice, if you are searching, is to keep searching, but to cut the story short, just go straight to Islam, because at the end of the day, that's where you're going to end up anyway.